Hi everyone. In this video, we will discuss common errors and pitfalls related to the if statements. The first common error is forgetting necessary braces. For example, these are the statements are executed when this condition radius greater than or equal to 0 is true. There are two statements here. You have to put these two in the brace. If not, only one statement is executed when this case is true. So the correct code is this. Don't forget you need these braces for the block of more than one statement. Common error 2, run semicolon at the if line. Please don't put a semicolon right here after the Boolean expression. If you put it here, it ends the if statement. So this block will be not part of this if statement. So the correct code is this. And so look, it's without the semicolon. And with the semicolon, you can see that this is equivalent to this. You have the empty block right here. Common error 3, redundant testing of Boolean values. This is a very common mistake. It's very natural. People will say if even is true, but when you write the program, you can simply put even if even is there. Don't have to write equals to true. Now writing this way is bad coding. It could lead to errors. A lot of times you just forget to write this two equal sign for the equality checking. In that case, your even is always true. It's like this right here. It is always true. So please note when you write a code and have this good habit, when you test a Boolean variable, just use the variable directly and don't have to say equals to true or false. So this is the one. This is what you need, if even, and do this. Common error 4, dangling else ambiguity. Now let's look at this code. This is your writing. If I is greater than j, and then you're going to execute if I is greater than k. Now this might be your intention. This is the only thing you do if this I greater than j is true. But look, there's an else here. So this else on the surface, it is indented with this first if, but in reality, else is matched to the most recent if. So this is actually the same as this to the compiler. And to the human, you may think about else matches the first if, but in reality, else matches the most recent if. So this is has to be very careful when you have this if else embedded, and make sure you have the correct embedding. Now, if you really want this else to match the first if, and you can write it using, put it into a block. So write this. Common error 5, equality test of two floating point values. Look at this 1.0 subtract 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. It is 0.5, but inside the computer, x may not be exactly 0.5. So what you end up with, this x equals to 0.5 might be true. So x is not exactly a 0.5 and maybe something like this, 0.5000001. You cannot reliably test a quality of two floating point values. However, you can compare whether they are close enough by testing the difference of the two numbers is less than some threshold. That's two numbers are very close, x minus y, the absolute value of this is less than epsilon. This is the epsilon is a Greek letter. It in mathematics often represents a very small value. So you can have something like this. I'm going to put the epsilon here. It is a very small value. And now we're going to test this, the x minus 0.5. If this, the absolute value of this is less than epsilon, and we said that this is almost the same. Common pitfalls. Simplify Boolean variable assignment. Now this is very common. People write this code. If number is divisible by 2, and now assign true to even, else assign false to even. The code is correct, but it's better to write in this simple, concise way, is just simply assign number remainder 2 equals 0 to even. So please simplify your code and using this manner. Common pitfall 2, avoiding duplicate code in different cases. Now look at this code. If instead, now tuition is 5,000 and display tuition is, else the tuition is 15,000 and display the tuition. Now you see this common code in this two blocks. It's better to remove it outside right here like this, so you can simplify the coding. And if you make changes to this common code, you only need to change in one place. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you on the next video.